passage that has the text structure of compare and contrast? Leah.
He describes another one, he tells how the other one's different, and then he tells how they're the same.
Okay, so telling ways that two things may be the same and ways they may be different. Okay, that's a good way to explain it. Somebody else tell me some clue words you may hear. What are some clue words you might hear, Zeke? In compare and contrast. You're talking about things that are the same and the things that are different. So what are some clue words that you might hear in those passages? Or you might read?
On the other hand?
On the other hand, okay, that would be if they're talking about maybe something that's different. On the other hand, what's another one, Michaela?
Both.
Both. Very good. Eliza?
Alike.
Alike. What's another one, Amir?
Similarly.
Similarly. Rylan?
Differ.
Differ. They differ. Very good. Those are some words that we might hear if we're reading a passage that's structured as compare and contrast. All right, what's another one? We got one. How many more are there?
4.
There's 4 more. Trenton, what's another one? One from the song or one that you've learned this week? We got compare and contrast. What's another one? That talks about the way that something might be different or the same. There's other ones. There's 4 other ones. You forgot the name of it? All right, well, tell me what it does. Help him out, Sydney.
Description.
Description, okay. Is that the one you were thinking, Trenton? No? Okay, description. What does description do, Naya?
It's description.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of, it describes.
It describes things using what?
It's,
Using what?
details.
Details. It gives details by using
Senses.
the 5 senses, right? So maybe it tells us what something smells like. Maybe it tells us what it looks like. Maybe it describes what it tastes like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, right? So it gives us lots of details and describes it. Make sure you're raising your hand. All right, we got 2. We got description, we got compare and contrast. What's another one, Mason? Problem and solution. Emory, what does problem and solution do?
Problem and solution is where they describe the problem and then they tell you how you can solve it.
Yeah, the author usually introduces a problem, and then it'll tell the reader how the problem was solved, or sometimes it even tells the reader how they can solve the problem, right? All right, what are some clue words you might hear in problem and solution? You got any clue words you can think of, Pearson? Think about the name of it. It might say one problem is. Yeah, one solution is. Very good. You may hear words like that, right? All right, so we got 3. What's another one? What's another one? Pearson?
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect. What does cause and effect do, Bram?
So cause and effect is where there's like a cause, like Bram sharpened his pencil. The effect, the pencil broke correctly.
Perfect. Okay, so it tells us something that happened and why it happened, right? That was a good, I like your example there. The pencil wrote correctly because you sharpened it. Okay, I like it. All right, that was 4. We're missing 1 more. What is it? Sequence. Yeah, sequence is my favorite.
Is that yours? Everybody's using it.
Why do you think sequence, or what? How do you know if something is set up as sequence?
Story.
Okay. It's told in
Order.
don't call loud. It's told in order. Yeah, it could also be called chronological order. Okay. So it's told from the time it started till either lesson time
You don't
or
start at
evening
the
time.
end. You don't start at the
No,
end.
in sequence
Or
it
start
doesn't
in the
begin at the
middle.
end.
Or
Very
start
good. Very good. It goes from beginning to end. What are some clue words you might hear, Chloe?
First.
First. Very good. What's another clue word you might hear, Rylan? Jason? Lastly. Zeke?
Finally.
Finally or next. Very good. All right, those are some good ones.
Third.
All right, I got another question for you. Okay? What do you think the purpose of being able to identify text structure is? What do you think the purpose is? There's a purpose in everything that we're learning, right? There's a reason why we're learning it. And it is to help us to be better readers. But what do you think the purpose is, Emery? To be a better reader, okay. What do you think, Leo?
To juice up the writing.
You think it juices up the writing? Okay, it could juice it up a little bit. Anybody else? Pearson?
It helps you understand the passage.
Yeah, it'll help you to comprehend or understand the passage better. What do you think, JC? What do you think, Rylan?
Like even when you forget all what you read, if you think about text structure, it'll really help you keep it in your head.
Very good. Okay, she said sometimes when you read, you forget what you said, but if you can identify the text structure, it can help you remember it. Remember we talked about how our brains are kind of like computers and the text structure helps us to file things?
And sometimes it deletes everything.
Sometimes it does. Your brain can delete everything. It happens to the best of us, yes. Alright, so what is text structure? Text structure refers to how a text is set up or organized. Okay? There are 5 different types. Everybody look up at the ceiling and tell it description.
Description!
Everybody look at the floor and tell it sequence.
Sequence!
Everybody look at the door and do a little bit of teamwork. Everybody say teamwork.
Teamwork!
Alright, we all know what good teamwork looks like, right?
Yeah.
We don't need to discuss that today. We know what good teamwork looks like. Alright, with your team, you are going to read a passage and then you're going to determine and describe which text structure is being used in your passage, okay? You're going to work together with your team to create a Flipgrid video. In your Flipgrid video, you are going to explain, Chromebooks should not be open yet because I'm going over directions. You are going to explain to your audience why you chose that text structure, how you were able to determine it, and then I want you to maybe give us some of the clue words that you heard. I want you to back it up, remember? We got to back it up using our textual evidence, okay? All right, do I have any questions? Any questions? Yes, Leah?
Are we going to pick our teams?
You are not picking your team, so you're going to be a team with your table. All right? All right, I am going to assign a team captain. The team captain's computer is going to be the one that records the Flipgrid video. Got it? Come here. Team captain. All right. Naya, team captain.
I wanted to be
Adrena, team captain. All right, so you guys are going to work together, so come down here with your group. Leo, team captain. Emery, team captain. Eliza, team captain. Alright, so get together, start reading your passage. If you need to take some notes, if you need to get a highlighter and highlight any important words that you come across, please do so. And go! Yes, absolutely. What is the first step? What is the first step? I love how Team 1 is following the steps. They are reading their passage. You need to be reading your passage first. Keep going.
He has it. Okay. I do want to read that. Okay. Me. Dolphins are one of the smartest Dolphins are one of the smartest mammals in the because of this, they are able to do a lot of things that humans can't do. They
Thank you. All right, we're going to get started today. All right, so let's look at our essential question real quick, okay? Our essential question is, how can I describe the overall structure about text structure, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've spent a good amount of time on text structure. So we should be pretty familiar with how we can describe the overall structure of a text. We're going to put that to work today and practice it, okay? All right, our learning target. Are you ready? I can. Determine and describe. The overall structure of a text. And reading that, we know that we are talking about text structure. Somebody raise their hand. Let's break this down a little bit. Somebody raise their hand and tell me what determine means. If you're going to determine something, Amir, what does that mean?
Say something like, I know what it means, but I also don't know what it means.
Give me an example. If you determine something, what does that mean you did? Give me an example. If you can't describe it, give me an example.
I determined that dogs are the best.
Okay, so you did what? You made a... What about a decision? Did you make a decision? Did you find something out? Okay, so if you're determining that, you're making that the thing, right? You're making a decision. All right, somebody else, raise your hand and tell me what it means to describe. What does it mean to describe, Sydney?
It means to give detail so you can like picture it in your mind.
Okay, yeah, if you describe something, you can almost picture it in your mind, right? You're giving lots of details. Very good. So we're going to determine, we're going to decide which text structure is being used, then we're going to give details that describe it, okay? All right, our objective, read that for us